I think plenty of people know what the issue is with a lot of these men. Um, I really didn't want to reiterate it, but I am. A lot of these men are egotistical. I told Judas that. I told him, you are operating out of your ego, and that is not the way to reach me. Because, see, I don't know what the fuck he was doing all them years when he was fucking locked up. 13 fucking years. But I know I was working on becoming the best version of myself. And it became fucking problematic upon his return into our home when becoming who I am was someone that he can no longer um, dictate to, control, um, roll over, I guess. It's funny. I didn't know how toxic my relationship was when I was young. I didn't consider it to be toxic because I was in love. It wasn't until I got older that I realized that I was the only one that was in love. And I gave so much of myself, and he got used to that. He didn't have to give me any fucking thing besides dick. You feel me? In my youth, I'm thinking that him being faithful to me, him being with me, meant that he loved me, because my understanding of love was fucking totally different. Because my understanding of love was support, showing the person you love them, being there no matter what, compromising, understanding, having conversations. And we had done those things. I just wasn't aware that it was manipulation at play. That we had those conversations because his intent was to get things to work in his favor, not giving a fuck about me. I wasn't aware of that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be this way with the person that I love because I love this person. So I can let my guard down and I can be loving and I can actually be myself because that is who I am. I am a fun, loving person. I love to have a good time with who I love, with the people that I love, with the people that I trust. And so I was able to fully be myself because I was under the impression that he was too. And so it was a whole bunch of toxic shit, foul shit in retrospect when I look back now. Up until the fucking breakup. And I keep referring to this motherfucking breakup because that's just what it is. It's how the channel started. Based on trying to help myself find a way to be able to move past the hurt and get into a healing phase, which I was fucking anxious for because I had realized I've been hurting a long fucking time. I've been hurting a long time. Listen, I was hurting the entire time he was away because, as I stated previously, I was the fucking one that was in love. So I was hurting because the one that I love wasn't with me. From the time that he got sent it, I want to say locked up, really. But even when the bracelets went on, I was still hopeful that he would be able to return. So it wasn't until he got sentenced that I just felt like there was a piece of me that was missing, and I was always hurt behind that. So then, upon his fucking return, when he decided that he no longer wanted to be with me, instead of him having a conversation and telling me that, and yeah, sure. I mean, shit, yeah, that's gonna hurt. That shit hurt to hear or to know that the person you invested so much in doesn't want to be with you. But I think at this time I would rather hear it than have to figure it out because that's what he put me through. I had to figure fucking things out. And then that's what played a major part in me not wanting to revisit the situation because I knew I didn't want to be with nobody. I didn't want to have to figure fucking things out after waiting for some motherfucking body so long. I didn't want to have to figure things out. I know that I deserved, and what he wanted from me is also what I wanted from him. He did not want to give it to me because he did not want to be with me. But He expected me to give it to him because when he left, it was that way. It was me, and I realized also I carried the bulk of the relationship on my own. We stayed afloat for as long as we did because of me. Sure, he was there, but he wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? He was fucking absent, even from the time that he fucking um got incarcerated, and even fucking before that, because he had been attracted to this version of me that he thought was weak because I loved him, that he thought was fucking um naive because I respected him and I appreciated him, that he thought he would be able to manipulate and to get to work in his favor because he realized he didn't have to do much. And you know, it's just sad and it's unfortunate too, because we were still adults. We were young adults, but we were still adults. And as I worked on a better version of myself, when I say he wanted the same things I wanted, but he wouldn't give it to me, he wanted respect. I wanted respect. He wanted appreciation. I wanted appreciation. He wanted understanding. I wanted understanding. He wanted affection. I wanted affection. He wanted attention and devotion and dedication. I wanted those things for myself. He wanted submission. I wanted to be loved. I felt strong enough as a woman that I didn't need my significant other to submit to me. But I wanted my significant other to love me, to care for me. I had waited so long to be able to be merely in his presence at, I can't say at an additional rate, but you know, he was incarcerated at the time and I wasn't able to do that. But you know, when you live with someone, it's different. And I had waited so long, and what I assumed would take place, because what I assumed was that his absence out of society may be a little difficult to deal with, but I will remain the support system and we will help each other to get through. I had no idea that I would become the enemy. Somehow I became the fucking enemy. Somehow everything I did was fucking wrong. Somehow he was threatened and began to dislike and be jealous of anyone I had a relationship with outside of him, including our sons. Some type of way, it's like there was always an argument or a fight or a confrontation over something. And then, you know, he would get so annoyed that he would leave. And I just had to say to myself, you know, I had to have a fucking moment to myself and say, let me tell you something, bitch. The nigga don't want to fucking be here, because it ain't no motherfucking way in hell this nigga go away for motherfucking 13 years from where he claimed he loved. He goes away all this motherfucking time. He got to do his time. Bitch, you did that time with him on every motherfucking level. Okay, but okay. Okay. He did his time. He did his time. He returned home to the family he said he loved and that he fucking had an idea of. Even if he didn't know who I had become, he had the opportunity to learn it, but he never wanted to learn it because he was so busy fucking knocking it and finding things wrong with it. And he was doing that, in my opinion, because he did not want to be here. But he didn't know how to tell me that. He didn't ever on the phone or sit me down and say, I don't want to be here. But I've heard other excuses. I've heard him say, you know, I just feel like you're too good for me. What? I've heard, you know, I think I'm in your way. And what is I heard? It's a couple more I want to use for example, but let me tell you something, right? Those are the small signs that I was talking about. You know, I don't know how your breakup went, but I know how mine went. And I should have been paying attention to those fucking signs. But you know, I'm an adult now. And I just feel like it's some shit I shouldn't have to figure out. I shouldn't have to try to figure out. Such as some motherfucking body that don't want to be with me. You're an adult. You're entitled to feel however you want to feel. You're entitled to those emotions. You're entitled to not be in any situation that you don't want to be in. And what I did feel like is that I was worthy of a conversation that I never had. I never had closure. I never knew what the fuck really was wrong, what really was the cause, why he really fucking left. But I just know I had to have a talk with myself and say, bitch, that nigga been going for 13 years. And every time y'all get into an argument, he turn around and leave. And he keep motherfucking leaving. And that means he don't want to fucking be here. Cause I'm gonna tell you something about a nigga. A nigga ain't gonna go nowhere when he want to fucking be there. You understand what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers, you gotta end it. You don't want to call the police, but you got to call the police because you want to get the nigga out and he ain't going nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? It's men who will fight, and I think that's what hurt me also. That he would not fight for us. And here's what I mean by fight for us. That whatever it was that was pulling him was stronger than his desire or his want to be in stability with a loving family. You know, because I fought for us alone. You know, and I didn't realize I was fighting alone until the whole shit blew up in my face and it was fucking over. And the way it blew up in my face was, you know, the last argument we had on July 21st of 2020. Okay? And he got on that motherfucking plane, honey. Let me tell you something. And that was it for me. That was the fuck it for me. Cause ain't no way I'm gonna give a nigga keep an opportunity to keep motherfucking leaving me. That's just like a nigga keep telling, he didn't say it, but to me it's equivalent to a man keep saying that he don't want you. So many different ways he tell you he don't want you. Oh no. Cause baby, let me tell you something else. It's some real shit. I ain't never had no problem getting no motherfucking nigga. I don't give a fuck what phase of my life I was going through. I don't give a fuck if I was heartbroken. I don't give a fuck if I was beat down, if I was motherfucking missing him, if I was fat, if I was motherfucking skinny, if I was going through a motherfucking ugly phase because I was stressed out, and I don't give a fuck what it was I was going through. Niggas is the easiest motherfucking thing to get. It's a quality of a man that a real queen looks for when she decides in her phase of royalty and maturity that she wants to be with someone real, right? And it's not just me tooting my own horn. It's a fucking statistical fact. So I didn't need him to spare my motherfucking feelings about not wanting him to be here. But I expected him to be motherfucking real because I thought that that's what we was based on. I thought that was our motherfucking foundation. Right? And so I asked myself, now this is from the last video, if I was ready to be in another relationship, you know. And let me tell y'all something, right? For the women that's out there. I guess it could apply to the men too, but I'm a woman speaking from a woman perspective. When you get to a phase that you think to yourself, okay, I could probably date again, then do it. Because you're not going to find what you want sitting at home, still replaying the past in your mind, trying to find your own closure. Because I went through that fucking phase also. Because on some real shit, I never gave myself the opportunity to think that I did anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong. Well, let me say this. It's unfortunate what I did will be put in the category of being wrong. I gave my whole heart and my whole total self to someone that I thought that I would have a future with, someone that I was in love with, and someone that I had a history with. And I still don't think there's anything wrong with that. It became wrong when he made an executive decision that I was no longer the one that he wanted to be with instead of just telling me. And again, hell yeah, it would have hurt. But at this point, I don't know what's worse. Being mistreated after having an expectation that we will find some type of common place to be able to get along, at least be able to co-parent, or him coming straight out and telling me. I don't know what's fucking worse at this point. Now I'm at the point I just don't even fucking care, and I am having a ball with my life, and I think that's some of the lessons that I had to learn too. To enjoy being alone, because remember, I was alone most of the fucking time while he was gone. Now, yes, I had my girlfriends and I had my sons, and I would plan trips, and we would go on these trips, and but I was occupied with a lot of work, and at that time the amount of consumption that my fucking work was taking in my life, I didn't even fucking care at that time, because it was the way that I was dealing with missing him, right? So I didn't, I made it do what it fucking do, and I made the best out of it, but I still wasn't really able to enjoy myself because the person that I loved wasn't around. My significant other wasn't available to me to enjoy these times with me, good, bad, or indifferent. Whatever it was I was going through, he wasn't around. Now I'm in this phase where I'm single, right? So check this shit out. So I waited to get the motherfucking house. Okay, I waited. I waited because I didn't want to jump too far ahead in life, being stagnated now. Being stagnated because I just was like, if I jump too much ahead, he may feel like I left him. I don't want him to feel that way. Now, this is how I'm being toxic to my own motherfucking self. I don't want to make him feel like I left him. I didn't leave him. He's not far behind. I don't want him to have the pressures of society to feel like he got to catch up. We're going to be fine. So I waited until he got home to purchase the house. I got the house, right? So now I'm a single, healthy, gorgeous, educated, professional, career-orientated mother and single woman, right? And for the first time in a long time, after I was able to heal and get over that heartbreak, which still took some fucking time, as you may know. After that, like, this is in recent phases. I'm at the point now where I have a lot of epiphanies, a lot of aha moments and shit. And it comes with, wait a minute, gratitude. The moments of epiphany comes with gratitude. Because first of all, I say, wait a minute, I moved us out of a toxic environment because we were living in the inner city, and even though it was a beautiful place, like the place itself was beautiful, but the surroundings were no good, especially for someone newly incarcerated coming home. So my idea was, okay, we can both always drive back out this way, but I don't owe the hood a motherfucking thing. I don't owe them my family. I done paid my fucking debt. He repaid his debt to society. I repaid my fucking debt in the hood for even keeping myself and my children in this motherfucker. Now, my family is complete. The king has returned. We getting the fuck up out of here. And the good thing about growing up in the hood is that you can always come back, because it's going to always be the same shit. So you can always go back and revisit. You could go back there and turn up. You could go back there and see some people, but you don't have to live, breathe in that motherfucking environment, because I just honestly don't believe that nothing can really grow there. But that's just me. Right? After you get to a certain phase, there's no more growth there. You become stagnated. That's, again, my personal belief. So I'm in a stage right now, and I'm not knocking anyone that was not presented with the opportunity to do the same. That is not what the fuck this is about. Because you have to live your life for you like I'm living for me. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And an epiphany moment that I've had that came with gratitude was I ain't got the fucking headache or the stress no more. Right? I'm at the same job. I'm still basically doing the same amount of fucking overtime, but now the overtime is becoming stressful to me because I'm not in the space where I need my mind and my body to be occupied with something else so that it distract me from the hurt and the pain of missing him. I'm not there anymore. I'm not there like, okay, you know what? In my masculinity, as they say, whatever, I'm not operating out of my masculinity. Like, you know what? I got to do this overtime because I got these kids to raise because this nigga's not here. So I have to play both roles and I have to be mommy and I have to be soft and feminine. Like, I'm not imbalanced anymore. Now I'm in a space where I got this beautiful little space, right? That I have tailored and still in the process of doing some redecorating to really contour it to my liking. Now, I was at one point going hard, like I'm moving, we moving. I mean, I was going, and yes, because February, February, late February, late no, yeah, late February in 2021, we moved from the inner city to more of a like a suburban type of area, right? And it made me feel good because I felt like that move, which the move was discussed with him. The move was like he came to all of the open houses with me. He spoke with the agents as the man of the house. He spoke with the agents. He spoke with the banks and every fucking thing. So he was more like the mouthpiece, you know, and I was like the financial piece. And to me, that was balanced for me because, as you know, it's unfortunate, but as you know, when it comes to a lot of business transactions, the power of a man says a lot. You know, and yes, women, we know a lot. We do. We know a lot. We can do a lot of shit that men do and all the women's rights and power to the women and power to the people. But until that shit is put in stone and fully understood by all parties, you can get better, I don't want to say reaction, but you can get be better informed and you can get better deals and a better understanding when there's a man speaking on your behalf. So he did a lot of the fucking talking. I had the financial backup. It was fucking balanced for me. And we moved here. And then after the breakup in July 2021, you know, I just was like, you know what, we not fucking staying here. You know, because I had at that time felt like the space was tainted with toxicity and ego and dislike because I know that motherfucker didn't like me. Okay, and that's another thing that, you know, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish that women be in love with someone that don't even like them. I don't wish that. But what I do wish is that in your healing process, when you could come to terms with the truth of the fucking matter, that it makes you more aware and not weaken you. And here's what I mean by weaken you. Not get you to the point that you're so scared to date anybody else, even though you know you really want love or you really want to be with somebody or you really just want some adult time sometime. That you're not scared to entertain it or at least try it because the last motherfucker done tainted your thoughts or, you know, how you feel. about that. So yeah, we have to be cognizant and aware of the people we allow in our fucking energy. But baby, let me tell you something. I had to sit back the other day because yes, I do. I burn my sage and I pray. And if you not with that, that is fine. That's fine. Because everybody have to live for they sell, right? And so, I burn my sage and I fucking pray and I pray. And it's just like there's been epiphanies coming to, because at the time I was praying for to be able to get out of this space and use the money that I was going to get to sell this place as a down payment towards my next place, right? I was like, anything that I had with him besides our children, I don't want any fucking thing else. I don't want it. I don't want it, right? I mean, I had that fucking uh waiting to exhale moment when she flicked that fucking cigarette and that car blew the fuck up. Baby, I had that moment. So I was like, any fucking thing that he was around or near or touched, if it ain't our motherfucking children, I don't fucking want it. I'm gonna get another house. And so I was praying that things went my way with that, and I was praying for healing, and I was fasting, and that type of shit, because you have to sacrifice something. And so I was sacrificing nourishment, and I was fasting and praying and just trying to get it together. And just recently, as I was able to seal the fucking deal on healing, baby, I said to myself, you know what? This space has attracted me once again because we have been through some shit. I saged the energy out. I threw out my mattress and got a whole nother mattress, and it was so fucked up and crazy because I had just whatever. Um his guitar, little things that he had left behind, but I don't think he intentionally left those things behind. I just think that he couldn't take the shit with him. But it's so funny that he found shit to take, because when I went to pick him up at that motherfucking airport, that nigga ain't have shit but a guitar and a motherfucking manila envelope. Okay? He didn't even have one fucking book, which lets me know that he was. That's another story time. Anyway, and I had saved some of his clothes. What I felt was tarnished, I got rid of and replaced. I was buying him shit so that he can be set when he came home, because my mentality was, I'm dealing with a black man. I'm still dealing with someone that I love, and I don't want him to feel the pressures of society just because he may not have, or he don't think he have clothes to wear. So I'm gonna cover these motherfucking basics so that he know in his mind, not just I got a solid bitch, because I feel like he know that already. This is me thinking now. I'm sharing my thoughts with you now. Not that, oh, he got a solid bitch. I'm thinking he knows that already. I'm thinking he's saying to himself, well, you know what? At least there's some things I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about rushing right out to get a fucking job and contribute, because so far she's doing okay. We had this conversation because I got to get me together a little bit now, because I got to get back adjusted to this shit. I got sons that was out here without me. I got to get back in there. I got brothers that was missing me. My mom, so I'm thinking he's thinking a certain way, and that nigga wasn't thinking nowhere near what the fuck I was thinking. And I'm thinking that I'm trying to help him, and I was enabling him. So the space has re-attracted me. I did some minor adjustments to it, but now the real shit is coming in. I mean, when you start talking to contractors and shit, to change some shit, and yeah, because I said, you know what, I never had the opportunity to appreciate this space and to really show gratitude to the creator God and to the universe for getting our family here safely, allowing us and ushering us into the next phase of life, regardless of who was able to come with us or not. We went from an apartment to a home, and that in itself was overwhelming for me because I had never ever been through something like that in my life, to the point that if there was like a shock factor, like, oh my God, I'm about to be a homeowner now. There's some people who grew up in houses. I don't give a fuck how raggedy or how rich you are. But there's some people who grew up in that environment. I didn't. I grew up in the hood and everything was projects and apartments, and I'm not even fucking knocking it because my family did the best they could, as yours probably did, with the resources that they had. But for me, for a hood girl to be able to be a homeowner, I was kind of like, oh shit, like, and these epiphanies didn't even hit me when I was going through the process, right? And this is what I mean by I was knocking off goals, but I wasn't celebrating them and I wasn't acknowledging them really as goals because they was on my list of priorities. Like my priority was, okay, once this nigga, I gotta save up a such and such amount of money so that once this nigga come home, I can take him and our family out of the environment that took him from us and put him in another environment so that he can understand that he's safe, that he's good, and that we can make plans to move forward in time. So it was a priority for me. It wasn't really a goal. So I wasn't able to really fucking celebrate it until after all of the breakup and all of that shit was over, and I got to the phase where I was healed. Then, and this is recently, and I've been here February, March, April, May, June. Oh, May. So I've been here 2 years and 3 months at this time, because we in May right now. And it's just now I'm getting to the point where I can say, I actually like this space and I actually don't want to go. And I didn't have a chance to really appreciate it. And I didn't even have the correct opportunity to thank God because I was so consumed with trying to fix my household. Trying to see what was wrong with my nigga. See if there was anything else I can do to help him. See, that type of submission, I don't know if he didn't understand or didn't give a fuck. I don't know which one it was, but I know he was just unaware of in which way I was being as submissive as I can be. And then it got to a fucking point where I was like, fuck you, nigga. I gotta motherfucking take care of me because you're not motherfucking doing it. And I cannot allow no nigga to come home from fucking jail and make me go crazy in my motherfucking head. I gotta fall all the way back from this shit. So when that nigga packed up the shit that I motherfucking got him, but when he packed up that shit and left, for me, that was the fucking straw breaking the camel's back. I was not going to give him the fucking opportunity to keep fucking leaving me. I was not going to give him the fucking opportunity to keep mistreating me, to be in a toxic ass fucked up relationship where I know what I wanted for me and I know what I deserve. I deserve to be loved and attended to and taken care of and cared for and understood. And I don't give a fuck at this particular point because I'm not in a relationship yet. But I'm saying even if I'm dating, like, it's a lot of people out there time that you could fucking waste. You don't waste my fucking time. Time is a very valuable resource. Time is motherfucking money. Time is expensive. Time is invaluable. Okay? And so I'm like, okay, I'm dating now. But when you start talking to, let me fast forward back to my point. When you get to the point where you talking to contractors and you get some fucking real work, that you switching some shit up, I'm saying to myself like, oh, word up, I'm on some real bullshit. In my mind, I'm self-made. I'm my own motherfucking boss. See, it's me, it's the universe, it's God. We get together. That's my fucking business team. I always consult with them. And they let me know, if it's left or if it's right, and I was like, you know what, let me stop trying to rush to get the fuck out of here because it wasn't the space that did anything wrong to me. Just maybe his journey or his part that he played in my life was over, and it was been over, and I was the only one that couldn't fucking see it because I had hope in love. I had hope in black love, and I had hope in that black man that, we could survive anything. Because I just felt like love always wins. And this is why the fuck I know that he wasn't in love. But guess what? I'm still winning. Because I love me. and God loves me. You know what I'm saying? So love does always win because I'm still fucking winning. So I'm talking to contractors on those shit. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit. And of course, sometimes I still be like, damn, this would be so dope to have, a king, a masculine energy to share this with. To be like, babe, you think we should, or should we try to do, and that's dope, but that's not my situation right now. And so I got to be dope all by my motherfucking self. And I done made my peace with that. And that the people that I'm dating, when I choose to date them or when I choose to see them, they're not allowed to come into my space until if I am ever ready for them to come into my space. But there's a thing about that too, because see, he didn't break me. I bent the look. I bent. But he didn't break me, and he was trying to break me. And that's, I mean, it's just a different language when you begin to understand that the motherfucker you loving ain't loving you. And it is an ugly feeling. It is a fucking hurtful feeling, but it's real. It's real. And I'm just excited for me at this time because I'm able to enjoy my motherfucking space. And I'm able to love up on myself. And guess what? I'm still able to travel. Today, my baby, he turns 15 today. Not, you don't look for, like, once you get on your shit, you don't look for recognition from people. You don't look from acknowledgement for people because you already got in your mind on me. We already have in our mind what the fuck that got to be done. And that's what we going to do. We going to get it the fuck done, right? But it just behooves me that, in the beginning, every motherfucking 30 days that nigga stayed home, I bought him a slice of cake from this famous, it's not a cake factory, it's not a bakery. There's a famous bakery in the inner city in New York City called Martha's. And baby, I'm talking about the cakes is excellent. I ain't even never had no pies because I'm stuck on the cakes. The cakes is motherfucking excellent. But the cakes go from $8 a motherfucking slice, baby. Okay? And that's a motherfucking lot. When you know how many fucking boxes of cake mix and frosting you can motherfucking buy and make your own cake? But every 30 days, I would bring him a slice of cake. And I just wanted him to know that, baby, I acknowledge you made it another 30 days. And I'm proud of you. And it's not easy, but, just keep going. See, I've always been a lover girl. This shit that people acknowledging it is probably kind of new on social media. To acknowledge something good is a good thing. But it's some of us that been on that type of shit. That fucking... what is it called, soft girl era or whatever. I can't speak for everybody, but I've been on that type of shit. People that knew me forever know that's just how I am. Now, it don't mean that I'm pussy, and I think that's the fucking issue too. I think that toxic motherfuckers look at that and want to take advantage of it because they have a negative assumption about it. It means that I love myself. It means that I enjoy life, good, bad, or indifferent. It means that I'm thankful to God for all the fucking circumstances because some of them are meant for me to fucking grow through. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are tests that thank goodness I passed because I'm still here. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm motherfucking enjoying my life now. To work now with all this fucking overtime, it's a little frustrating because my circumstances have changed. I enjoy my space now. I enjoy being alone now. I can make my money and do whatever the fuck I want to do with my money and ain't got to worry about a nigga looking over my shoulder, have an attitude with me because I work or because I got money or because I'm able to still assist my family members, in certain ways. But you understand what I'm saying. As a person who is family orientated, you want to be able to help where you can help. You're not gonna overextend myself because that nigga vetted me into that shit. I learned the hard way through that nigga not to ever overextend myself, and so I don't do that. I don't. But I've learned, and so when I'm in a space where I can be a help to my family, and I do. And now I ain't got no nigga worrying about that shit or stressing me for doing me or being me, because I'm happy, because I love myself, because I love my children, and God granted all of us another day. He allowed me to see them again today. They went to bed last night. He let me see that. He let me see them wake up in the morning. He let me see them come home from school if I'm at work. He got me up so that I could go to work. He got me through so I can help you and your raggedy ass and your motherfucking fucked up situation doing 13 years in motherfucking jail. He got me through. Still getting me through. I'm able to really, because I'm just in a good space. I'm in a good space. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm making some motherfucking changes. Um and yeah. Like, I can't tell every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. Can't tell everything. But I'm in a good space, yo. I'm in a good fucking space. I'm I'm relieved. I'm relieved to finally be here. I feel like it took me long enough to fucking get here. And you know what I did? I think I did what the Egyptians did in the Bible. I'm not sure if it was Matthew or John or Luke or whatever, but God sent a messenger to deliver his people from Egypt, and they were supposed to go a certain way, and God was like, okay, I'm gonna have somebody over here waiting for you, and it's gonna take y'all 4 days and 5 nights or some shit like that, right? Something like that. I can't do a verbatim, but God said it's gonna take y'all 5 days and 4 nights to get there, and remember, they going on foot and camels and all this other shit, so and the people, once they got to a certain point, was like, no, it's not this way. He's steering us wrong. We got to go the other way. And somehow or another, they went the other way, and it took them, after what, it was 30 years to get there. And so I'm laughing, but it is real that I overextended myself, playing the position to a nigga that didn't even give a fuck about me. And the shortcut was, when he caught that fucking 13-year bid, I was supposed to leave his motherfucking ass right there, and I didn't, because I felt like, in my own little innocent heart, that you can't do that to people you love. You cannot abandon people that you love if you say you loving them. Love is an action word. You can't tell a motherfucker you love him and do the total opposite. How the fuck you do that? That's not love. You know what I'm saying? And so in doing that, I was self-sacrificial, and I ended up waiting 30, 40 years to get to this place right here called happy. Like, this is another level of happy, because what I'm saying to you is, because you may play this back and be like, when she said she was happy, I always loved myself, and I have been happy. But I mean happy and being single, because my happiness without my significant other was a different type of happy, because I knew deep down where I wanted to be. But now that I am single and I don't have a significant other that I'm claiming, that, but I'm happy. My kids are still good. My little one, my baby, as I was saying, his birthday is today. Today he turns 15. So I have a 29-year-old. and a 15-year-old. And baby, wouldn't I say this is our second childhood? Because honey, okay, I am in this space of learning who I am in this phase of life. And I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Right? And so I'm a grandmother now. Yep. I'm a grandmother. And that little baby, he is something special. And I'm going to keep living my fucking life. I'm going to get this motherfucking work done in this motherfucking house. And I'm going to step back out because I'm still a little bit in hermit mode a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still, doing the fucking overtime. And I ain't got to worry about no nigga talking about you ain't got no time for me and none of that bullshit because right now in this phase, right now, just right now, and it's temporary until I'm really ready to be with someone. But right now, I'm married to the money. Right? I'm married to the money. And he treated me well. He treated me well. And I'm appreciative because I do work hard. I work hard. I work a dangerous job. And so I'm appreciative that I can be who I am to my family and now to myself. Because I've learned in my healing how to put myself first. See, my math was backwards before, but I wasn't aware, Before, I was like, everybody that I love got to be good. Because if everybody that I love is good and I can make sure they good, then I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good off of seeing them be good. But baby, that nigga vetted me in so motherfucking hard until waking up. And I had to realize that, no, baby. If you're not good, ain't shit good. If mama ain't happy, nobody happy. Ain't nothing moving, ain't nothing right. Because mama's the foundation. Mama is love. That's just what it is. So everything starts at home, including self-love. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. But I'm packing. Yeah. So they came to do an estimate for me today. And I'm in the process of packing because my little one will be home from school about anywhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And then we off. Then we out. We're going to celebrate his birthday. And sometimes I get in my fucking feelings because I think I'm having sometimes separation anxiety. Alright? Because my baby is 15 today. And although I'm creating an environment, a safe haven for them to always be able to come back here in their adulthood, to come back here and like start again so they can get it right if they're not getting it right. But my home will always be an hour type of home. But it's just like, wow, soon he'll be an age where he'll be so independent, he'll be contemplating on leaving home, leaving the nest, And it's just like, oh shit. And yeah, he's 15. I got time. But you know how time is moving. Time is in liquid form right now. That shit moving so damn fast. Before you know it, it'll be here. But with that, I wish you so much peace, blessings, and healing. Keep fucking healing. Keep fucking healing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. It has its days. Some fucking days you be like, alright, I got it. And some days you be like, what happened? I thought I had it. But It's all worth it. You're worth it. You're worth the fight. Anything worth having you have to fight for it. You have to fight for anything worth having. You're worth having. Fight for yourself. Heal, baby. Have a great day. I'll be checking back soon.